I am right now in France in a hotel close to Paris, and while I was packing for this trip, I realized how simple my life has gotten since I adapted the minimalist lifestyle. I was packing up everything for me, for my dog, and also leaving the house clean and perfect in about 20 minutes. So it was at that moment when I realized how beneficial minimalism is to me, and when I thought it would be so cool to have this knowledge that I have now, but as a beginner minimalist. So this will be my big sister advice to you if you want to get started with minimalism. The first thing that is very crucial to understand is that minimalism, it's a tool and not a dogma. So when I first started out, I thought there is this very strict rule and I tried to follow them, although they didn't really suit my lifestyle. I first started with my physical possessions, and I feel like that's probably what everyone does. I just decluttered my whole life, and I was living with below 100 things. Now, at that time, it was kind of working out because I had a digital nomad lifestyle, but obviously, if you live like a more traditional life, you have an apartment and everything, this is just not suitable for you. So you don't have to follow these very strict rules, although it doesn't suit your lifestyle. For example, now I do live with my husband in our apartment, and of course we have some more things, but the benefits of minimalism are not different from when I had 99 things. So what you have to know is that you really have to find your own way. I know it would be easier if there would be like a to Z step-by-step guide, but it's not so easy, I'm sorry to say that. You really have to find your way because minimalism, it's a flexible tool that helps you to focus on the things that really matters to you in your life. Secondly, I suggest to start with a clear intention. I can share with you guys my intention that I had. So I used to struggle with ADHD. I always felt like, I don't know, I have a Ferrari car, but I don't know how to drive it because my brain always had all these amazing ideas. I was always very quick with learning, etc. But I could just never really use up my potential just because I was constantly overwhelmed. And for me, this overwhelmedness came from the physical possession, but also from like organizing my life, my digital life, and my mental clarity. So my clear intention was I was in therapy back then, so I was also suggested to take some medicine, and my intention was just, okay, my therapist told me you probably never get rid of this medicine anymore. So I was just like, okay, I want to find a tool and tactics in my life that help me to live the full potential life, but without this medication. So I achieved this. I don't take any medication anymore. And for me, that was such a strong why to do it. So this intention could be different for everyone. Maybe you want to save money, be more sustainable, but it's just very crucial to have a strong intention because it is a journey and you will have some moments where you think, why do I do this? Especially if you are in more social situations. Maybe sometimes people are a bit like, what are you wearing, etc. It's just, it has its downside. So it is very crucial to ask yourself now if you really need that, if you are really ready to go. Okay, and now that we understand that minimalism is a tool and we have to set a clear intention, it's time to declutter. And with decluttering, I can only suggest to do it step by step. Now, if you are into minimalism, you probably already read the book from Marie Kondo, where she said that you have to declutter all in one rush. Now, at first I was a bit confused of that, and honestly, I went too fast when I first started out. I thought you have to really do it in one rush. I did everything in like 2 weeks, and that's too fast. because you have to also get to know yourself. You have to learn what do I really need and what not, and think a bit more long term. But when I reread Marie Kondo's book, I actually also realized that she kind of suggests the same. She says you should declutter in one rush, but she then tells these stories from her clients where it's like 3 to 4 months. And I feel like that's a very good timeline. And then you have to declutter step by step. Now, I have wrote an ebook where I have all these checklists. I have like, for example, kitchen, and I have these checklists, how you can declutter it. I will link it down below. It's a very good guide to declutter your life. What you have to understand about decluttering is that it's not about the things. It's about the emotions that you kind of attach to those things. Because, think about it. A cup is just a cup, right? You can always buy a new cup, but it's this story and your identification with these things that makes it so hard to declutter. And that's why it needs some mental power. It can sometimes be a little bit hard to go through all of it. That's why also Marie Kondo suggests that we go a little bit fast, that you don't lose yourself in it. So you just really have to see what categories you have, and then you break it down, and then you go through it. The things that are very emotional, you do last when you are already built some momentum because you already decluttered some of the easy things. Number 4 is that you really have to let go from old identities. I also give you an example. Things can also be something that we give into relationships. For example, maybe you are a housewife with your friends and you meet up and you always have these new tools that you talk about. Everyone loves you because you always have these new tools that you found, like the Amazon favorite things that we see online. And this is kind of something that you see as your role in society a bit. Now, this is really the things that we have to let go of. Now, we don't have to let go of it completely, but we have to question it. For example, if you have this role that I just explained, you will not necessarily have that anymore once you adopted the minimalist lifestyle, because minimalism, it's about no buy, it's about not having all these new gadgets, but a simplified life. So, what could be your new role? Maybe you could adapt something like, okay, it's a carrot season, I don't know. Let me try to make 20 different recipes from carrots that I can talk about with my girlfriends. It's a bit a weird example, but you know what I mean? There is these very simplified things that you can substitute your old identities through, but first you really have to let go of it. For example, also if you're someone who always has this newest fashion, it's probably part of your identity, and that's why it's so hard to let go of it, because everyone always compliments you on your new clothing that you're wearing. You're always so nicely dressed. Wow. How can you substitute that? You have to really let go of it and substitute it. Maybe you could upcycle second-hand clothes. Maybe you can swap the clothes with your girlfriends, just get creative. And that is also really what I love about minimalism. You can get so creative. It's so cool what you can do with little stuff. You don't always have to buy new stuff to get a new hobby. Seriously, there's 1,000 things to do without buying something new. So first, identify what identities you have in a societal role or also for yourself, and then just try to let go of it and substitute it in a way that would suit a more minimalist lifestyle. Then the capsule wardrobe approach. Now, this is a girls' channel. I don't know how it is for boys, but I feel like many of us girls, we love to get dressed. We love to, we love our wardrobe, let's be honest. I also love to dress up. And that's where the capsule wardrobe approach comes in. Because I feel like wardrobe is something that takes up so much mental power. I used to spend so much time on thinking about how I should get dressed and went through the whole wardrobe, but then I stick to the same clothes all the time. You girls know this situation, right? So that's why I think fixing your wardrobe is very crucial. And there it's not only about decluttering, but it's about creating a capsule wardrobe system. Again, it's a lot about self-discovery because you have to identify the capsules where you need clothes. So is it like office, personal, outdoors, etc., and build some outfits for these occasions that you can always choose from, because this will free up so much mental space, you girls. It's really amazing. So you really have to build a capsule wardrobe system. I have a different video where I tell you how to declutter the wardrobe. I think that's perfect to build a capsule wardrobe. You can also watch some of my capsule wardrobe videos. I will soon also share my winter capsule wardrobe. So you definitely have more than enough here to watch to build your capsule wardrobe, because this will really help you to identify each and every day with this minimalist lifestyle, because you have this one thing that you simplified, your capsule wardrobe. Now, as we talked about the physical stuff, we have to talk about the mental clutter. When I first started out, I thought minimalism is all about the physical possessions, but it's not. Trust me. If you only declutter your physical possession, but you don't go for the digital things and you don't declutter your mind, it will just not work out. Obviously, the mind will automatically get a bit more calm when you go to do your physical possessions, also when you organize your routines, when you organize your calendar, etc. But to me personally, I still needed some mental work. As I said, I went to therapy, and also I found a tool for myself. It's called Kundalini Yoga. I do it every day. I don't necessarily meditate a lot every day, but I listen to mantras and I do my meditations 2 to 3 times per week. Also, I go for a lot of walks in nature. That really helps me, because to me, whenever I get overwhelmed and I tend to, accumulate or buy new things, it's always when I'm emotionally overwhelmed, when I cannot deal with my emotions, when my mind is crazy. And I really had to find tools to help me in these situations, to leave the house, to go outside, to play with my dog, to do Kundalini yoga, because otherwise it will come back, I feel like when we have these strategies on how to deal with our emotions and then it's shopping, etc., if you don't fix those fundamental things, you will have a very hard time to kind of adapt this minimalist mindset on the long term. Next is what to do with the things that you declutter. I had a very hard time at the beginning when I thought about, now I have all these things, how can I declutter it? And here I have to say, this is something that I hear a lot from beginners, but actually, honestly, it's so easy. I feel like we only make it hard because we don't want to let go of it. Honestly, there is so many great places where you can give away the stuff that you declutter. So I, for example, have a local thrift store, but it's more for people who maybe don't have so much money. So I always go there and I gift it to them. I don't sell my stuff most of the time, because I'm very intentional with what I buy. And if I want to make a mistake, I will be very happy to give it to someone. Obviously, if you don't have that much money and you really want to make money of it, you can sell it. And then there is nothing easier than Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is amazing. Whenever I put something on Facebook Marketplace, someone picks it up very quickly. They pay some money for it. So it's really very easy. So I would say 3 things. First, you just donate it. There's so many great places and it can help out other people's a lot, your donations. Then secondly, you can sell it over Facebook Marketplace. And then thirdly, I also always try to recognize when a friend of mine loves something for me. So I don't know, maybe my mom mentions many times, oh, this trouser is nice, this trouser is nice. So if I know that I don't need it anymore, I will be more than happy to give it to her. That's kind of my third version. So to get rid of your things that you want to declutter, honestly, simplify it. Don't overthink it. There is definitely very easy ways to get rid of these things. The next one is show, don't preach. At the beginning, we tend to think that minimalism is the best tool for everyone. That's why I started this channel, because I thought everyone has to know about it. Now, what I have to learn is that not for everyone minimalism is the solution. Some people are happy with more stuff. There may be artists who love their chaos. There is these people, and I don't judge them personally. It wouldn't work for me, but that doesn't mean it has to be this way for everyone else, because everyone is different. Now, still, maybe you have some people that you live with. For me, it was my husband, and he at the beginning was also a bit like he was interested, but he never really thought that it's something for him. And we kind of never really judged each other. Sometimes we had discussions for sure, because I was like, no, we don't need this. And he was like, why do you always question everything? So we had to find our way. But the way how you can show this to other people is just to show and don't preach. You cannot preach it, you cannot explain it. The only thing how I could show my husband how beneficial minimalism actually is that he sees how cool it is for me, how happy and calm I got through it. So really show, don't preach, do minimalism for yourself. And I also hear very often, oh, you know, I cannot be minimalist because people gift me so much, or other people are chaotic in my household. Trust me, you can do it. Start with yourself. As soon as you streamlined everything you own, your routines, your digital life, etc., you will get peace, honestly. And the chaos around you, it will not disturb you so much anymore. To me, other people's chaos used to be horrible for me, but now it's not, because I have my stuff. I don't care if they don't find their keys, if they are crazy one day before they pack. I don't care. I have my stuff. I sit to a cafe. I have my quiet life. So, and that's what I say, you know, they will come back and ask you about, hey, how can I be more organized so I don't have to stress about this next time? With these words, I'm gonna close this video. I thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this was somehow helpful. Please let me know what you think in the comment, and I'm very glad to talk to you again soon. Bye!